A little bit more time to adapt, a little bit more time to make adjustments and to pick up on the speed and the cadences of their opponent.
All right, here we go. We're going to that Ring Out Heaven stage. Cervantes versus Nightmare. Oh, it looks like they might have to. Looks like some sort of production changes going on. It looks like they might have to swap. All right, they're going to swap seats. Got to keep it official out here. Looks like Pluto and
I feel like I'm really curious to see how this matchup turns out because, like we said, Pluto, there were 2 Nightmares in this top 8, but definitely felt like Pluto was the stronger one. The way that he plays is just that much cleaner than what we saw from 575. And
anticipating the movements, I saw a lot more of that from Pluto, where I kind of saw that 575 was just trying to get in with the pressure, right? You're blocking.
Right.
Like, this is what I want to do right now. But Pluto was anticipating all the movements.
So now we get to see 2 players who have kind of run over everyone that they have run into in this tournament. We get to see what happens, you know, when that unstoppable force meets that immovable object. And from Shen Chan, I feel like we're going to see more of what I've come to recognize because I'm based out of Singapore, so I see these guys play quite a bit. And the thing about Shen Chan is he's very rarely a big risk player. You know, Tetra believes in the reads. Shen Chan, not so much. Shen Chan is pretty content to play slow, to play patient, build up his damage 1, 2, 3 hits at a time. Because Cervantes, for the most part, isn't going to murder your life bar anyway. So Shen Chan just kind of says, I think I have better neutral and defense than you, and I'm going to use that to bleed you dry.
I mean, if you got that godlike neutral and you're just poking away the damage, and if you got that great defense, I mean, you're going to win eventually, right? And we saw that earlier, so
yeah, and like we were saying, there are some pretty good Nightmares in Singapore, so this is a matchup that Shen Chan's going to be very familiar with, and you saw in the last fight with Kamizono, Nightmare has some gaps. If you understand his strings, if you know what comes after what, you will get the opportunity to land some of those big Wild Rising Bees into juggle damage. And, you know, Cervantes isn't a massive damage character, but there's only so many 3Bs you can take before your life bar is gone. So Pluto's definitely going to have to, you know, that bit of, you know, more conscientious play that we were talking about. He's going to have to make sure that he brings all of that to the table, because if he starts to autopilot, if he goes into you know, just kind of letting the game play itself, I'm Nightmare, I'm gonna do Nightmare things,
drill.
He's definitely gonna lose. So it'll be very interesting to see how those 2 personalities clash and to see what adjustments can be made. I feel like Shen Chan, he was the #1 seed at this tournament, so I feel like he's got to be the favorite here as well. But like we said, Pluto has kind of destroyed everyone he's run across thus far.
So what do you think about the character matchup, if I may ask? Is this a bad matchup for Cervantes?
I don't think it's a bad matchup. I think that Nightmare is a much more explosive character.
Oh, of course. I mean, just look at the guy.
Right, but that's one of the things that someone told me a while ago that I didn't agree with it when I first started playing Soul Calibur 6, but I actually think is quite true now, is generally speaking, when Nightmare hits you, you deserved it.
You know what? Yeah, I can see that.
Nightmare, he's got the big buttons, he's got very strong offensive options, but if you know his ranges, if you know his strings, he's kind of like Mina, where he's got to work for those hits. And just like Mina, he's a little bit weaker up close. You know, he does have the explosion as like a last resort get off me kind of tool, but at the same time, Nightmare, he's got a giant sword and a swollen left arm, so he's not the fastest character in the game. Swollen right arm, excuse me. And no button checks here. We are playing for real. Pluto gets the quick terror charge.
Oh, nice mix-up there. Goes into the crouch to stand up, but unfortunately, Shen Chan with the reaction is able to break it.
And that's some of the defensive things that we were talking about. Is Shen Chan is extremely difficult to throw. He's got great game awareness. Doesn't take that flapjack, though.
Hey, come on now. Commentator's curse.
My bad, Shen Chan. I apologize.
Oh, get launched.
Tries to GI and gets absolutely smoked for it. Pluto puts a quick one on the board. like we were saying, Nightmare is an extremely explosive character, so Pluto doesn't have to be right all that much before he kills Cervantes.
Unfortunately, he gets grabbed at that one. I thought we're gonna see Shen Chan definitely push a lot more buttons. It looks like he's just kind of getting run all over right now.
And wakes up with not blocking, and that was the wrong choice. All that stuff that we were talking about, Shen Chan, Pluto says, I don't care. I'm here in Winners Finals 2, and you got to deal with me.
Neutral, eat these buttons. Another grab, great break. Fortunate to start up on that move, not quick enough. Really loves those guard impacts.
Ooh,
boy. Watch it.
I feel like he nearly lost his life there.
Nice.
And there's the one button at a time that we were talking about from Shen Chan. Still playing very considered, even though he's down 2 rounds. There's the soul charge. This is for his life in this match.
But it looks like Pluto answering right back with one of his own. Nothing personnel kid goes back, grabs him. Another grab.
Not dead just yet, but he's gonna hold Madeir. Hits him with the drill from max range.
Oh, and the GI to try to break the pressure, but that's the, what, the 3rd time? He's been hit out of the GI.
He GI'd at least 3 times that match. Didn't catch a single one. Good stuff for Pluto, choosing just the right options at just the right timings to blow up Shen Chan for trying not to block, basically.
Welcome to the stage.
And it'll be I'm very curious to see what's the adaptation gonna be, because we talked a lot about Panda Global Shen Chan, but that was 3 quick rounds. He just got washed.
We saw his play of just pushing the 1 button at a time, as you say, playing very, very compact. It was starting to get some momentum there, but it looks like Nightmare shut it down real quick.
It's a very
soul charge.
It's a very strong and consistent strategy, but it necessitates that you can't get hit with that big stuff. You can't let Nightmare tag you with terror charge drills and with his big launchers, because he's gonna do damage much faster than you are.
Watch it.
Tech crouches under that high there.
Pushing the buttons at the wrong time. Not able to stop those strings.
Punishes them trying to get up. Watched it. Finally gets a flapjack into the 2K, and that's going to be another quick round on the board. That is 4 straight rounds without an answer from Korea's Pluto. Good stuff to him. Madeir gets smoked trying to throw out that break attack. Nightmare does have a big sword. He's got some pretty fast options.
Where did his health bar go?
Got hit twice. Can't do that against Nightmare.
No.
That is absolutely dead.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
5 rounds straight for Pluto. He says, I don't care who you are. This is my tournament. Wish that GI, though, maybe feeling himself just a bit too much.
Are we going to see Shen
Chan
go in from now on?
Nope, goes for the terror charge.
We're going to see some buttons. No, goes for the 1 button, tries to offer the sidestep, wants to sidestep a huge move, get a huge punish.
And Shen Chan has got to do something different. He is getting blown up right now.
The mix-up, unfortunately, doesn't work.
Teleports back. We saw Shen Chan was not doing anything.
Oh, gets just a minimal punish for that. I'm not sure what he was thinking there. Maybe it was an input error. Nice grab.
Teleport into throw. 1 more touch will do it for both players.
Oh, good block.
Shen Chan
retaliates with a low A.
Finally puts 1 on the board. And Pluto, wants to close this out right now. You absolutely want to go up 2-0 over a player like this. You don't want to give Shen Chan additional time to adapt. And this time just watches him charge up the Psycho Crusher. Smokes him with the big vertical, though.
Oh, no. Into the ground.
Do it.
That's going to be it. Pluto kind of popping off, cheering for himself. Shen Chan, unfortunately, losing another game.
So he does go up 2-0, but this is winner's final. So Shen Chan has 1 more game to start turning this around. And he's going to definitely need to make some changes. He's getting caught with a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah, it's just Pluto. He's just going in. He's just pushing all the buttons. He's basically every single button he pushes, it's gonna land.
He's going for kind of single hit, far-reaching horizontals. Basically, he's been catching Shen Chan trying to move quite a bit. So I'm kind of curious to see what's the adaptation going to be, because Nightmare does outrange Cervantes, and you see in some of these situations, even when he whiffs something kind of big, Shen Chan, unless he's really close, hasn't been able to get real punishes, but he's going to have to do something a little bit different, because he can't keep trying to trade, you know, my small 2A K2 damage versus Nightmare Terror Charge drill. That's just not going to work out in your favor.
And even when Shen Chan gets that punish, he would just drop it in favor of some sort of Oki that doesn't seem to work out. He tried to go stab to toes, but unfortunately, you know, Nightmare has a huge answer for that. Just block and then boom, launch.
So we are here for Game 3 here at Top 8 Winners Finals at Taipei Major for Soul Calibur 6. And Shen Chan just kind of walks his way in, doesn't do anything special, just says, I'm coming over here. Watch me do it.
Coming over here, I'm going to press a couple of buttons.
There's the explosion, but Shen Chan does manage to block it in time. Doesn't take the extra damage. And a very nice punish by Pluto there.
So far, the one-button pushes have been getting him all that damage, but with the Oki, able to block.
And one more touch will do it for Pluto again, and there it is. Playing so strong right now. Oh, and that's a punish.
Complete whiff on that. Okay, this is what he was looking for. Finally, some big damage.
And I feel like that's the biggest combo that we've seen Shen Chan get thus far. Does the 2A, says, stop all that stance nonsense.
I think now he's definitely going for the damage rather than just for the Oki, but able to put him back against the wall. Oh, but the crumple.
And this is Nightmare. He can still win this. Reverse flapjack, no tech.
Making himself safe for that soul charge. Get off me.
There's the first drill, plus 8.
Big drill. Be careful. No, kick right to the chest. Breaking that rib cage.
And this is now set point for Pluto, trying to make it into Grand Finals 3-0 over Panda Global Shen Chan.
Here comes that one button.
Big whiff. Not a big punish though. But this round looks like it is all Shen Chan. And there we go, closes it out. If he wants to make it to Grand Finals guaranteed, he is going to have to do that 3 more times.
And good stuff for Shen Chan, able to save both meters there.
Oh, grabbed again, Terror Charge is built.
You figure it's going to happen a third time, but now he's in the corner, up against the wall.
Oh dear, catches him flinching. Going for the low.
Oh, again, not the personnel kid. Watch your back.
That is dead.
Transmission. Get dunked.
And I don't know what switch flipped on in Shen Chan's mind, but it looks like he's finally awake. Takes 2 quick rounds.
Oh, he's scared. I mean, when he gets that soul charge, he definitely gets in there.
And just gets smoked. Pluto still trying to close it out. Says, I want no comeback. CE punish. He's going to take his damage, but that means that he's not going to have access to that very strong soul charge in this fight. He's going to have to do this honest.
Oh.
Jumps the flapjack. Gets the step. What's next? And that is going to flatten him. This is a bad situation for Shen Chan.
Be careful. Get out of there. You don't want that pressure from Nightmare. Get sidestepped. Nice grab against the wall. Going to lead up for some extra damage.
And does it again. You are going for a ride, sir. Shen Chan finally gets a game on the board.
Good stuff to Shen Chan. Able to clutch that one out. It definitely was a reverse there. You know, I really thought Shen Chan was just going to get run over.
It looked like it. He lost the first 2 rounds. And Pluto looking very confident, but then just like that, comes back with 3 back-to-back. So now he's got a little bit more room to play with. He can at least afford to give up rounds now, but he still cannot lose a game or he will be going down into loser's side. Again, this is winner's final, so both of these players are guaranteed at least 3rd place right now, but you don't make it, you don't come this far, make it this far to get 3rd place. Both of these guys want it right now. And Shen Chan starting off strong with a big lethal hit combo.
I'm liking Shen Chan's options. Go for the bigger damage instead of the Oki.
And ducks the 2nd hit. He's aware of the strings.
Oh, we're seeing a different Shen Chan. He's adapted. The one button.
He's definitely just not letting Pluto, you know, he's not letting Pluto play his game nearly as consistently anymore. He's coming in and doing things like that, but he does get himself lethal hit for his trouble. That's going to be good damage, but he missed a big whiff in front of Shen Chan's face. Good tech on the flapjack, wants no parts of that.
Again, takes the drill.
Oh, my dear. Oh, drops the last hit though, and that's going to be a punish.
Critical edge for that whipped grab. He wants to keep the momentum, and it looks like he's going to keep it going with game 2.
And that's 2 rounds for Shen Chan. 2 games to 1 right now, but he will equalize if he can just take 1 more round, and Pluto's got to make some adjustments here.
I don't take that extra damage. What's the Oki?
And there's the big drill, whiffs and gets punished for it. Shen Chan missed the combo though.
Gets punished for it.
He got the extra hit there because he did have the terror charge, but the drill in neutral, I am not liking that decision right now. Shen Chan is blowing him up for it.
Gonna have to be careful. He's got both meat. He's got another soul charge. Watch for the drill. Oh. Not able to get that grab, and I think that's gonna be it. Shen Chan taking game 2.
Shen Chan says, what are you rolling around on the ground for? It just hits him for his trouble, closes it out, and that was 3 rounds with no answer back by Pluto.
I think, yeah, Shen Chan, I think, is starting to adapt, starting to see where he can punish things.
And because of how Shen Chan won that first game, that means that that's actually now 6 rounds in a row for him. So Pluto is going to have to do something different if he wants to stay alive in this winner's bracket. And you see him just kind of looking at the screen. I don't know if that's a look of understanding, though. We'll see what happens here.
Try to go for the GI immediately.
Shen Chan playing very slow right now, but Pluto not swinging with the big stuff anymore. Going for the little hits, taking the damage where he can, and it's working out a lot better for him right now.
We had the stare down there.
Tech crouches under the throw.
Stuffing his attempts out with those big buttons.
Ooh, and that should just about do it. And Pluto finally shuts down the momentum from Shen Chan, but then starts off the round with a drill.
You gotta be careful. Whoa, great answer for that.
Drops the last hit, but that's okay. Still has the life lead.
Got another big combo for Shen Chan. And the soul charge to stop the momentum.
Pop soul charge to get off me. There's the drill, hold these plus frames. Oh, Shen Chan whiffs, but doesn't die for it, but he's gonna die for that one there. Just like that, Pluto turning it back on, making the adaptations that he needs to.
What big change are we gonna see from Shen Chan Cervantes here?
He doesn't have much time. If he's gonna do something different, it has to be right now. This is the last round he has to give.
Go, big damage. Trying to keep those resources. Maybe he wants to go for that critical edge.
That's good stuff. He's got the terror charge built up now.
We might see a soul charge quite soon.
No, not going to get the chance. And Pluto stands up. Congratulations to him. He is now in Grand Finals winners winners side here at Taipei Major 2019.
Sitting comfy.
Sitting comfy. And like we said, Shen Chan's strong player, but Pluto, he came out playing strong. He came out swinging, and I'll be honest, I don't think Shen Chan was quite ready for that night.
No way. He was eating all of those big swings.
All the big swings.
I mean, that 6-game streak he went on, you know, he was able to realize the different strings and the right timings to punish, the side steps, but it was clear that in the end Pluto had another game plan, switched it on.
Yeah, and we saw Pluto take a moment to kind of just sit back and think and say to himself, what am I getting hit by? Why am I losing these games right now? And I think the answer was he got maybe a little bit too comfortable in, you know, the momentum that he had, and he started going for, you know, drills in neutral and all kinds of things like that, and Shen Chan just started punishing it super heavily. But now we're going to go back to some of the replays, and that was an interesting. That was the first game, I believe, where you know, he just kind of ran Shen Chan over.
Yeah, a lot of those panic GIs trying to stop the momentum, but unfortunately, nothing working out in his favor there.
Yeah, and you saw Shen Chan, he completely stopped GIing. I think by the time the second game had ended, he was no longer GIing because he was getting blown up for it.
I think he kind of popped off too early there. Like, he's like popped off and it's like, oh no, you got to play 30 games. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, he definitely thought it was first and two. But that's all good, you know. The extra game didn't come back to bite him, and like we said, Korea's Pluto is going to be in winner's side grand finals of this next stop on Soul Calibur Asia League here at Taipei Major 2019. Congratulations to him. Shen Chan is not dead just yet. He is going to be waiting in losers finals to see who comes out ahead in, I believe, Cypher versus Tetra, I want to say. So who do you like in this next matchup, actually?
Was it not Tetra versus Kamizono?